Hello, good morning. So today we are moving on to lesson number 5. So we're in module 2, lesson number 5. I'm on page 51. We're still doing some division. We are dividing our fractions. Some have the same denominator, some do not. So we will have to look at each expression as it's given to us. So we see our first one here, 8/9 divided by 2/9. We see that it is the same denominator, so we can move forward pretty quickly. Whereas the second problem, you can see it's a little familiar. This is from last lesson, but we're going to be taking it to the next step. So we have 11/8 divided by 3/4. So you see we do not have the same denominator with the second opening exercise. Today is all about writing division stories for this particular lesson, but I like to, so basically you would be writing this right here. You'd be writing your story problem. I like to take this lesson a little bit differently and use it as practice for us with our division of fractions and getting used to equivalent fractions and making sure our denominators are the same. And practice for modeling, because when we move to the standard algorithm, some of you may need to come back and model still, and you may need to supplement with modeling to check your answer. Some of you will go straight to the standard algorithm and dividing fractions with no problems, but others of you will do the modeling and then do the standard algorithm. So everybody does things differently. So I like to make sure that we get lots of practice before we move forward. So sit back, watch, pause, copy. Okay, we're going to practice that. You're going to watch me do the problems, and then you're going to pause and copy what's on the screen. Okay. Let's see, what else? There will be things that I cross out today because there will be steps that we will not be doing. We're going to be doing the problems, the expressions, equations, whatever word you'd like to use, and we will be modeling. We will not be writing story problems, okay? So if you have any questions, you know where I am. I'm in Zoom waiting for you to come and ask me all the things. So let's get started. So they're first telling us that they want us to do, this is opening exercise, so this is the very beginning, this is review, something we've already done, okay? So we have 8/9 divided by 2/9, and they would like us to use a tape diagram. So that is our method of choice for this particular one. So we will draw our tape diagram. All the pretty colors ready for you. And how many nights so I have, oh wait, I need one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. Sorry, guys. I drew my 8, not my 9. So we have our nights here. Sorry, I don't know if I can zoom out. Nope, can't zoom out. I have my nights. My denominator tells me how big my tape diagram is. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I always add and count it out to double check that I got it correctly, because I did miss one. And then I look at my numerator, my one on top, to tell me how many pieces out of the 9 I actually have in my possession. Okay, think about it that way. So our whole is 9ths, but I only have 8 of those pieces. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and there's my 8 pieces I have. You can distinctly see the lines within the boxes, hence the reason I use color, so you can count very easily. Okay, I'm going to label to here. This is what number? How much is it telling me I have by labeling that? I'm hoping you're saying 8/9. Okay, we have 8 boxes filled out of the 9. Okay, so we need to give each person 2 pieces out of the 8, right? We're going to split it up. So I have 8 pieces of pizza left out of my 9 pieces total. I don't know what happened to the other piece. Maybe I'm saving it for a midnight snack. But I have 8 pieces of pizza left, and each person gets 2 pieces. So how many people can I feed? Think of it that way, guys. How many people can I feed? Each person's going to get 2 ninths, okay? So if we go here, this is 2 ninths. We go here, this is 2 ninths. We go here, this is 2 ninths. And we go here, this is 2 ninths. So how many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So we have 4 times that we can make it with nothing left over. It's actually even, okay? So if I go up to the top, I'll make sure that you guys can see this. I know this is a small area to work with. So we have 8 over 9, 8 ninths divided by 2 ninths equals 4. If we remember what we did before, we have 8 ninths divided by 2 ninths. So 8 divided by 2, and that is 4. Okay, so there's all of our steps. Lots of different ways we can do this problem. They ask for the tape diagram, so we give them a tape diagram. Just a reminder, make sure I can always see the answer, okay? Whether it means you box it, we put it in funky colors, you know, a highlighter, whatever. So make sure that I know where the answer is, and we're always solving, okay? We are finding the solution, okay? So we know that 8 divided by 2 is 4. Yeah, we probably could have done that in our heads, but we're practicing our modeling for when it gets a little bit more difficult, right? I hope you said right. So I'm going to position this just right for you. And you guys can pause and copy. And I am going to move on. Okay, here we go. So Molly's friend Xavier, he has 11/8 cups of strawberries. So he has the same amount, this is from before, guys. He has the same amount that she does, right? But his recipe, he's making tarts instead of muffins. I believe Molly was making muffins in our last problem. So he needs 3/4 of a cup to make one batch. So they want to know how many batches can he make, okay? So let's do this. Remember, they're asking for a number line, okay? So they did a tape diagram up top, and they want you to do a number line down on the bottom. I'm going to show you a handy dandy little way to connect the tape diagram and the number line together so you can show them in one fluid motion, okay? But first of all, let's write out our expression, okay? So how many cups does Xavier have in his possession? How many cups of strawberries does he have? How many did he get from the store? I'm hoping you said 11/8 and half. We're going to put this, okay? And how many does he need for each recipe? Okay, got it? Okay, so now we're going to go like we did up top. It was given to us. Now we're going to write our expression, okay? So first we have 11/8, right? And we're dividing it into 3/4. So they're asking us, out of my 11/8, how many times can I have 3/4? How many times does it make 3/4, okay? So, guys, 8 and 4, are they the same? I don't think so, okay? So let's do our method, okay? We know that 4 can go into 8, or, yeah, 4 can go into 8, right? So we're going to go over here, what we did on Friday. So 3/4 is equal to blank over 8, right? So we know that 4 times what equals 8? I hope you guys are all chanting with me. It's 4 times 2. And whatever we multiply on the bottom, we multiply on the top to get us our equivalent fraction. So we know that 4 times 2 is 8, and 3 times 2 is, everybody with me, it's 6. Okay, so we are going to take this fraction and replace it with our 3/4, right? Okay, so this is our problem now. 11/8 divided by, oops, ooh, this is why you use pencil, folks. I will say this daily. Okay, here we go. 6/8, right? Okay, so there's our expression. Are we ready to draw? Can we draw now? We have the same denominators, which means we can now divide, right? So here we go. I'm gonna do another color. Okay. I'm gonna use a ruler this time because I have to make sure everything lines up. So I am going to use a ruler. So here we go. And how many do, if you think for me, how many do I have in my tape diagram? How many boxes do you think? What do you think, guys? How many boxes do I need? If you're saying 8, you are correct. But how many times do we need to do 8 boxes? If you look at our 11, is our 11 more than 8? Our 11 is more than 8. So that means that this is an improper fraction. So it's 1 3/8 technically. So we need one whole with 8s, and we need a second whole where we're only going to fill in 3 pieces. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at, right? So this will be my 2. This is going to be my 1, my first one. Okay, so I'm trying to do this evenly, guys. I'm concentrating. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? The second one, and guys, I'm just dividing in half. It's a great way for those of you that really like to try and get your boxes the same size. It's a really good way to do it. So you just divide in half because I'm doing 8s, right? So I take my 2, then it becomes 4, and then it becomes 8, right? So let's take, I'm going to take a black marker, and I'm going to draw in the middle so we know where the one hole is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's an 8 there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, I did mess up. Look at that. Goodness gracious. I missed a box. Okay. So this will become a blue line again, right? Oops. Okay, and this becomes our black line, right? Okay, so that's our one hole, right? Okay, so here we go. So this is our one hole, and we know that we have 11 pieces, right? That did not turn out well. I'm sorry. I gotta fix this. I'll let it sit for a second, and then I'll put the blue on it. Okay, so we know we have 11 pieces, right? So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's an imaginary line there, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, this we don't have in our possession. Okay, put my blue line back. Ah, that's better. So much better. Okay, so what we can do now that we have that, we can take our line here, and we're going to mark how much we have. So we have 11 over 8, or 1 3/8. You can see we have one whole, and then 1, 2, 3 of our 8 in our second cup, okay? So then we need to see how many sixths we have out of it, right? Okay, so let's count. We can do this lots of different ways. So we can just loop it like we did here, or we can do the number method that we did the other day. Okay, so where you number each box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you start over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can do it either way. It does not matter. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is going to be my 6/8, because right here. Okay, this is my 6/8 here, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I can go like this, and we know this is 5/8. Okay. Okay. How many are left over? We're missing. We have 5 out of our 8, right? Okay, so here we go. 5 out of 6 pieces. That's not correct. The 8 is not correct. It's 6. because we need 6 total and we have 5, right? Sorry, guys. It's Monday, right? It's Monday. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 eighths here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of our 6 total pieces, okay? So now I'm going to attach a number line to this. Are you ready? This is where it gets a little bit funky, okay? Okay, so just stick with me and come ask me questions. Like, seriously, come ask me all the questions because that's what I'm sitting here for, okay? So I have to line this, attempt to line this up as best as I can, hence the reason I'm using a ruler, right? Okay, so you're going to see this and you're going to be like, whoa, that's so cool. So here is 0, okay? If I go down here, there's my 1, there's my 2, there's my 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a 1, okay? You with me still? You guys kind of see what I'm doing? Then I go 1. When you're doing a number line, a technique that I use, and totally up to you if you're not labeling. If you're labeling, you know, it can be different. And you'll notice this even like on your ruler. I'll show you my ruler in just a sec. You'll see that like the lines in between are smaller, and then the whole lines, like a whole inch, is bigger. Okay, so, okay guys, you guys with me? We're going to change this to 6 on the bottom because I don't like that it says 6 eighths. I want it to say 6 out of 6. Okay? Because we have 5 out of 6 here. I like that better. I think it looks cleaner. Okay? Okay, guys. Can you see here? So we have our, we can just bring this down. There's my 6 pieces here. And I have 5, 6 left. Okay? Everybody seeing that? So you have your 1 and it's split into your 8 pieces. So you have 1 eighth, 2 eighths, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we know here we have enough for 1 batch, right? And we have 5. We can just take this down. So we're labeling. And this is 5, 6 is what we have left over. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So guys, how many batches can Xavier make? So if we go here, we go back up to the top, right? We have 11 divided by 6, right? We know this. We can essentially write it like this, can't we? 11 divided by 6? Totally can. We know that 6, if we take 11 minus 6, that gives us 1 with 5 left over, right? 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11. So at the bottom, if you're doing a story problem, guys, you want to make sure you write your answer in words, right? So when you're writing your answer, you need to write a complete sentence, okay? So I'm going to just put it right here, because I want to make sure it's all in the screen for you. So Xavier can bake, O-K-E, 1 and 5, 6 batches of strawberry, I should have wrote this in pink or red, tarts. Okay. Complete sentence, my answer is right there. You don't have to wonder what the answer is, okay? So I have it in number form, but because this is a word problem, I also wrote my answer in words, okay? So go ahead and pause and copy, okay? I tried to line this up as best as I could. You guys do the same thing as best as you can, no problems. I did use a ruler, though. That did help. And if you see my ruler, go to my ruler. Yes, it's from the scrapbooking store. Okay, so you see you have your 0 here and your 1 drops down, your 2 drops down, your 3 drops down. So I kind of tried to mimic that a little bit. I always try and mimic that. Just a reminder to me. So go ahead and pause. Okay, and copy, copy, copy. Use your color pencils. Make math a little bit fun while you're coloring, okay? Okay, questions, please come to me. Yes, you can just do the tape diagram or tape diagram up here. Yes, you can just do a number line, but I'm trying to also give you another strategy once again to show you guys what you can do, okay? Okay, so go ahead and flip the page. We are on page 52. We have 2 more problems we're going to do. Oops, sorry. We have 2 more problems we're going to do. And then you guys are going to practice. You're going to practice. I'm going to put you, I want you guys to come back to me when you're done. And I'm going to put you in breakout rooms to practice, okay? So we'll do a couple problems together. And then we will do the rest of the problem set for independent time, okay? So we have 1/2 divided by 1/8, okay? You need to first decide on an interpretation. Okay, so first of all, we are not doing the story problem. So I always change this word. So instead of saying interpretation, I say denominator. Okay, I need to decide on a denominator. Feel free to cross it out and write it down. So what do 8 and 2 have in common? 8. They have 8 in common, okay? So we know that we are going to use 8s. So denominator, get used to writing that word and hearing it, is going to be 8s, okay? E-I-G, oh shoot, I spelled 8s wrong. I always spell 8s wrong. I think we had this discussion on Friday. 8s is just one of those words. E-I-G-H-T-H-S, okay? Okay, so now they want us to model, okay? But we don't have our common denominator, right? So we're going to go back up to the top, right? 1/2 is equal to what over 8? 8 times, or 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. And so 4/8. 1 times 4 is 8. Okay. When we draw our model, we know we have 4 out of 8 pieces, right? So we'll write our problem again. 4/8 divided by 1/8. Okay. Now most of us can do that in our head, right? But we're not going to, are we? No, we are not. Okay, so we have 2. Now we have 4. Now we have 8. Okay. Going to a different color. And we have 4 out of these 8 pieces we have shown. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have each of the 4 pieces. Okay. That's our model. Do we need to label our model, folks? Yes, we do. So let's label our model. We are going to count out how many times we have 1/8, right? So I know that this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, and this is 1 out of 8 pieces. So I have 1 out of 8, 1 out of 8, 1 out of 8, and 1 out of 8, right? Yeah. So my answer is essentially 4 divided by 1, which is 4. 1 goes into 4 times, okay? So now we need to find the answer. We're going to now write it out in number form, okay? So 4, we're just practicing, guys. I know you know how to do this, but we have to practice so that it sticks to memory, okay? So we know that 4/8 divided by 1/8, right? We know that this is 4 divided by 1. We can even do it this way, guys. 4/1, which we can reduce down to 4. It's our answer, okay? Okay, like I said before, you're not writing a problem. Okay, so feel free to just cross those out. This is what we're doing. We are figuring out what our denominator is going to be, which we did up here. You guys can pause and copy this. We modeled. We knew that our 2 and our 8, they do go together. 2 times 4 is 8, so why don't we just go with 8s, right? So 4 eighths is what we have. We're dividing it into 1/8 pieces. So guys, I have 4 pieces of cake and each person gets 1 piece of cake. How many people can I feed? 4. Go ahead and pause and copy. And I'm going to move the paper up. So then we're finding the answer using our expression and then writing it out. So we wrote our words for our denominator and our numbers for our numerator. They cancel each other out. 4 divided by 1. 4 divided by 1, again, equals 4. Okay, it reduces down is what we can use that term as well. It reduces down. So go ahead and pause again and copy. And then we will go to example number 2. Okay. So I am going on to page number 53. Okay, we're going back to the middle of the page. We're not creating a story problem, guys. You're welcome to attempt it if you want to, and I would love to hear your story problems if you guys want to share them with me. Maybe something that I use on a quiz or a test. I love getting story problems. So if that's something you love to do, go for it. I want us to practice the numbers, okay? So remember, we are deciding on a denominator, right? Okay, so we know that 3/4 is divided. They want to know, we have 3/4 and how many 1/2 can go into it, right? Okay, so our denominators are 4 and 2. I hope you can see the thing they have in common. 2 times 2 is 4, okay? So 4 and 2 go together. 4 is a multiple of 2, right? Okay, so we are going to use 8s, right? Or no, 4s. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong problem. Okay. So we need to first, let's figure out what this is going to be. So 1/2 is equal to what over 4? So we know 2 times 2 is 4, right? And 2 times 1 is 2. Okay. 2/4 reduces down to 1/2 because you can divide 2 into the top and the bottom. So let's write our problem. 3/4 divided by 2/4. It's going to be that, right? Awesome. Okay, so let's draw our diagram. Okay, we have 3/4, right? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 pieces, and each person needs how many pieces? They need 2 pieces, right? So this is 1 whole, right? And how much do we have left out of the 2? 1 out of 2, right? Okay. Everyone with me? So you have 1 whole here. You have 2/2, which is 1. You have 2 out of 2 pieces, which is 1. And then you have 1 out of 2 pieces here. Okay. So I can realistically, I can only feed 1 person. Go ahead and pause and copy. And we'll move on to the numbers. Okay. Okay, so flipping the page, we're going to find the answer using our numbers, right? So we have 3/4 divided by 2/4. We have the same denominator, so we can divide, right? So we have 3/4 divided by 2/4, right? With this, which essentially is 3 divided by 2, right? And becomes 3/2. We can take 1 whole 2 out, And that leaves us with 1 left. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3 over 2. Okay? Awesome sauce. That's our answer. Remember, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Feel free to do, guys, seriously. Write me a story problem. I'll give you extra credit if you write me a story problem. I'll give you more extra credit if you solve it. Okay? So, copy this down if you didn't follow along. Pause and copy. Okay? So, you ready? Okay. The exit ticket. This is writing a story problem. We're not doing that. So what I'm using for your exit ticket / problem set for you to turn in is this. Okay, it's your problem set, and I'm going to put you guys into breakout rooms to do it together. Okay, I'm gonna have you do the first 2 together. Okay, or even 3 if you want to do 3. And then I want you, actually you're just doing the 3. That's it. So you can do them as a group. Each person will have to individually turn in your problems. Okay, so you will have to take a picture. I will have to see it. So please read through these. Come to me if you have questions. Read them out loud, guys. How many 16ths are in 15 16ths? So what number are we starting with? What are we dividing into? Okay. How many 1/4 teaspoons are in 7/8 of medicine? What do we have? And what are we dividing into? Like, how many pieces do we need to give out? How many 2/3 are in a 4-cup container of food? How many times can I make 2/3 if I have 4 total cups? Okay. Solve and model. Oh, look at that. You're solving and modeling, okay? Which means, essentially, that's what the back of the paper is for, okay? So, 1 through 3 in your group. It is due today. Today is the last day of August. You will turn this in to Google Classroom, okay? Make sure I can read it. And if you have questions, please come back to me. Okay, see you guys later.